Hi, patient information, please.
I hope you've read this, Kay. We've got a quiz in English today.
Do you think Miguel would like grape jelly or marmalade?
I doubt that's going to be one of the test questions.
Simone, I know what the book's about. Some wimped out guy has issues with his boss, so he turns into a cockroach. The end. I'd rather focus on things that matter. Like making breakfast for Miguel. Well, if it isn't Martha Stewart's evil twin.
Look, I'm calling to see how Charity Standish is doing this morning. Yeah, I know she's been moved to the psych ward. Can you just tell me how she is?
Kay has gone too far this time, Simone. I know she's behind Charity going over the edge. If you have any heart at all, you'll tell me how she did it.
Give me the bird. Give me the bird. Here, hold this.
Sleeping Beauty this morning. Too bad you didn't have such a good night, eh, Timmy?
Timmy hates being locked up in the snake pit, Tabitha.
Oh, can the melodrama. You just want to mar Timmy.
That's so wrong.
Oh, stop feeling so sorry for yourself. We're not going anywhere until Dr. Watts gives Charity that experimental drug for her hallucinations. How lovely for us that the side effects makes her so suggestible.
What is suggestible, Tabitha?
Well, it means that once Charity's under the influence of the drug, we can make her do anything we want, including killing the boy she loves. You remember what it said in the ancient tome, Timmy? Once I get Charity to kill Miguel with her own hands, she's all ours. And then all things good in harmony will die. And the dark side will rule.
All my hopes and dreams about Ethan were in that portfolio.
I don't understand. You made sketches for a wedding that can never be.
Teresa thought of everything, from designing her own gown to the shade of each flower at the reception.
Only now Gwen has it, and she thinks that I did all that work for her wedding to Ethan.
There's nothing for you to do but to continue to let her believe that.
There's only one problem, Mama. On one of the sketches, the one where Ethan and I are exchanging our wedding vows, I wrote my name under the drawing of the bride.
Teresa.
That is why I have to get over to the Crane Mansion right away. I've got to get rid of that sketch before either of them see it.
But how?
Well, I know that Ethan and Gwen have some kind of breakfast meeting this morning. I'll do it while they're out.
I hope for your sake that it's not too late.
So do I. You know, I don't know which would be worse. Them finding out that I've always loved Ethan, or Gwen having the wedding I always dreamed of.
Hi.
Oh, hey. I was just about to call you.
Why, am I late? No. Hi. What time is this meeting supposed to start?
It's not. They canceled. Sorry you had to take the trip over for nothing.
Oh, I don't mind. In fact, I'm thrilled. This is going to give us a chance to look over the portfolio Teresa put together for us for the wedding.
Go ahead. Haven't touched it since last night.
Okay.
You know, not that there's anything I'd rather do, mind you, but, don't you think you and Teresa should go over this stuff?
Well, because I'm marrying you, I would like to go over it with you. Come on, I thought you wanted to be involved in our wedding.
I do, but, you know, floral arrangements, table settings...
Oh, it's not going to be that painful, I promise. Come on, honey, I want your input.
Okay. But you owe me.
Okay. I cannot believe how much work Teresa did on these.
It's amazing. I mean, I've never met anyone quite like Teresa.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, Ivy, do you have a minute? Ethan and I are going over the wedding plans.
Oh, I would love to, dear. Maybe later, all right?
Eve, listen to me. This is not what you think.
Any news from the hospital?
Excuse me?
The hospital, have they rescheduled that damnable board meeting they canceled because of the young girl's nervous breakdown? What happened to her anyway?
It wasn't a nervous breakdown. And since when are you concerned about other people's children? You barely take an interest in your own.
Well, that's not true. I dare say no one could compete with your devotion to Ethan.
No, I haven't heard anything about the board meeting being rescheduled.
Oh. Awfully tense this morning, darling. What is it? You know, you can tell me anything.
Since when?
Hey, shouldn't you be at work?
I don't have to go in until later. How you feeling?
Fine.
Hey, don't you lie to me. I know you were up half the night.
I make that much noise?
No, but I know you pretty well, remember? Anytime you can't sleep, you run down to the kitchen and start baking.
You do know me, to the tune of 2 apple pies. I couldn't stop worrying about Charity being locked up in that psychiatric ward.
It's only temporary, till she stops having those visions.
I just wish I knew what was causing them. And why would she see Eve and Julian Crane together? I mean, of all people.
I can't answer that.
It's frightening, actually. I mean, not that I think that Eve could actually do any of those things that Charity sees. It's just, if TC even...
I know. I mean, when it comes to TC and protecting his family, he's like a loaded gun. Just waiting for someone to pull the trigger.
He was taking pictures of you.
Pictures?
With a camera. Only you didn't have any clothes on. And you tried to get away from him, but he wouldn't let you. Dr. Russell.
Yes, Charity, I'm here.
Why are you doing that? He's not your husband.
Don't tell. Slept with someone? Family is destroyed. Don't tell.
Who slept with someone, Eve? Answer me.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Isn't there somebody there that can help me? Standish. Standish. Yeah, I'll hold.
Come on, Simone. You know you'll feel so much better if you just tell me what Kay's done.
I can't. Your sister's my best friend.
Then you admit she's done something to make Charity crazy.
I did not say that.
It's written all over you, Simone. Come on, just tell me what she did and your conscience will be clear. What did Kay do to Charity?
What about Kay and Charity?
Well, Jessica's just mad because I sent Charity flowers to the hospital and she didn't even think of it yet.
That's a lie!
It is not!
Come on! All right, can you guys not fight? Not this morning.
Jessica, you have no proof and you cannot tell Miguel what you suspect. Maybe I won't right now, but it's not because of you or Kay. I just don't want to upset him more than he already is.
All they would tell me is that Charity's still asleep from the sedative they gave her. You know, I mean, I feel like I'm going out of my mind not being able to do anything.
I'm so sorry, Miguel.
I mean, she was just having a few premonitions here and there. You know, and then all of a sudden it got so much worse. I just wish I knew what set her off so I could help her.
I don't think that there's anything that any of us can do to help her at this point.
Who were you talking about? Who slept with someone they shouldn't have?
I don't know what you mean.
You were talking in your sleep. You said something about a family was going to be destroyed because of infidelity. But you sound like you were talking about yourself.
Me?
Look at you. You're all shook up. What's going on, Eve?
Just calm down, TC.
You know what? I will calm down as soon as you tell me the truth. Who the hell is sleeping with who?
I don't know what it is that you think that you heard, but you're way off base, and I don't appreciate your accusatory tone.
All right, honey. You just need to tell me what's going on, okay? Because there is something definitely wrong here.
Well, you're right. But it's not me.
Then who is it? Who's got you so upset that you're crying out in your sleep?
It's Sam. And Ivy Crane.
What about him?
Well, yesterday in the hospital, I came in on them in one of the offices, and it was very obvious that they were a lot more than acquaintances. What am I going to do, TC?
Sweetheart, I've been asking myself that question for some time now.
You knew about Sam and Ivy?
Sam confided in me a couple of months ago.
But Grace is my best friend. How could you not tell me that Sam was having an affair?
Because he's not. Sam loves Grace more than he ever did, and he would never cheat on her.
Well, it didn't look that way yesterday.
Sweetheart, Sam and Ivy were involved a long time ago. Before he met Grace, and even before Julian was married to Ivy. Sam thought it was over with. But Ivy's got a thing for him, and she wants him back more than she ever did.
Oh, my God.
Sweetheart, it's a royal mess. You know, it's funny how things you think are dead and buried and gone seem to come back someday and bite you when you least expect it.
Now, no more losing sleep over the idea of Eve and some sordid entanglement with Julian Crane.
It is ridiculous, isn't it? I just wish Charity could get it out of her head as easily as I can out of mine.
Well, Eve and the other doctors will help her do exactly that.
I hope so. I mean, what made Charity conjure up this outlandish scenario of Eve and Julian Crane together? I mean, she knows that the Russells' marriage is just as strong as ours.
Well, who knows the workings of the human mind?
You got that right. I mean, who am I to talk about somebody's crazy visions? I mean, I am the lady that saw you making out with some naked woman in our room at the ski lodge. Talk about ridiculous.
Well, come now, darling. If something's bothering you, tell me. Isn't that what husbands and wives do for one another?
Well, now, I really wouldn't know, would I?
Well, best keep our voices down. We would want to disillusion the two lovebirds.
Oh, go to hell.
Oh, you are touchy this morning. You're keeping secrets again, huh? That's very bad for your health.
What about your secrets, Julian? I am sure there's one or two you'd rather I not find out about.
Tit for tat, is it? A race to uncover what the other's hiding first. Winner take all.
I cannot believe how much thought Teresa put into every detail.
I know. I've liked everything I've seen. It's like she read my mind.
Exactly. We are so lucky to have Teresa in our lives.
Teresa, maybe it won't be the worst thing if Ethan and Gwen saw your name on that page.
Mama, how can you say that? Then they would know that I wanted to be Ethan's bride.
Because maybe then you would stop torturing yourself. Mi niña, secrets, they just have a way of staying hidden until all of a sudden they just explode. Maybe it's for the best if they find out the truth sooner than later.
Think about it, Teresa. You have had an awful lot of close calls already.
But I was so sure that that meant that I was supposed to be with Ethan, not Gwen. She doesn't deserve him, but she got him anyway.
I have to go. I'm due at the Cranes. Why don't I tell Mrs. Crane that you won't be in today?
Mama, forget it. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna take back that sketch of my beautiful bridal gown with my name under it before anybody else sees it.
You know, maybe your mother's right. What difference does it make anymore if they know that you wanted to marry Ethan?
I'm not ready for Ethan to know how much I love him. And besides, if I take that sketch back, then Gwen can't steal my wedding dress the way she stole the man I was supposed to marry. With my luck, Gwen will probably want to use every single one of my ideas for her wedding to Ethan.
Will you stop doing this to yourself? It is out of your hands.
I couldn't bear it if she had my dream wedding, Whitney. What if I'm invited and I have to sit there and watch them exchange wedding vows? I mean, just watch. Gwen will probably use my best bride's dress design. The one with my name on it.
Well, what are we going to do? Stand around dreaming up what ifs? Or are we going to try to get that drawing out of that portfolio before Gwen and Ethan see it?
Right. Let's go. Okay.
Hi, Ethan. Morning. I'm going to do a bit of putting on the indoor green before lunch. Care to join me, Ethan?
Good morning, Pilar.
Good morning, Mrs. Green. Oh, I thought Ethan and Gwen had a meeting this morning.
No, apparently it was canceled. Is something wrong?
No, I'm just surprised to see them.
They've had their heads buried in wedding plans all morning. From what I hear, Teresa came up with some marvelous ideas.
Yes, my daughter has a very vivid imagination.
Pilar, I am really glad you're here, actually. Something awful happened yesterday, and I don't have anyone else to talk to about it.
What is it?
Eve Russell caught Sam and me in a rather compromising position yesterday.
I've been afraid that something like this might happen if you kept pursuing Sam. Eve Russell is Grace Bennett's best friend. She's bound to tell her what she saw.
Not necessarily. I'm hoping that Eve doesn't say anything to anybody.
Why wouldn't she?
Because I think Eve Russell has a few secrets of her own she's trying to protect. One of them has to do with Julian.
Mr. Crane? How's that possible?
I'm not 100% sure, but I intend to find out.
No, I can't believe you're right. Eve Russell is a very honorable woman. The kind of woman who would tell her best friend what she saw between you and Sam. If Grace finds out, she'll tell Julian. And he could start asking questions, beginning with where you went on your wedding night. You know where that could lead? To an even bigger secret coming out.
You know, sweetheart, I just wish Sam would have told Grace about his involvement with Ivy a long time ago. You know, Grace would have gotten over it and been upset, but once she realized it happened before they met, I think she would have gotten over it.
You could still tell her now.
I don't think so. Because now, Grace would have every reason to question him why he kept it from her for so long. Sam broke a sacred trust.
Well, maybe if he explained to her that he didn't tell her because he loved her and he was afraid that it would hurt her in their marriage.
Honey, that's a lame excuse. Husbands and wives owe it to each other to be completely honest with each other. I mean, that's what a good marriage is based upon. I know I wouldn't like it at all if it happened to me. But then again, I know it never will because I'm married to someone who doesn't have any old secret baggage. Sweetheart, I know what's bothering you. You're trying to decide whether or not to tell Grace about Sam and Ivy. That's a tough decision to make. But I'm sure whatever you do, it will be for the best.
TC must know that he's got nothing to fear as far as Eve goes. I mean, their marriage is as open and honest as ours.
Grace, sometimes people hold things back because they're afraid. And,
Excuse me. I was just wondering if you'd spoken to Dr. Russell yet this morning. You know, I called the hospital and they said she wasn't in yet, and I'm going out of my mind trying to get news on Charity.
So am I, Miguel. But I'm expecting Eve to stop by on her way to the hospital. She hasn't checked Charity's condition yet. She can probably do it from here.
All right, that'd be great.
Look, Miguel, I know we're all worried about Charity's condition, but we're going to get her through this.
The thing I don't get is what exactly Charity sees when she has these hallucinations. I tried to ask my mom, and she couldn't give me a straight answer.
How long before the drug takes effect? It should stop her hallucinations immediately. On the downside, she's now completely vulnerable to suggestion. You've got to be on your guard and keep her away from anyone who could possibly introduce negative direction.
Hallelujah! I've been sowing the seeds to Charity's destruction for a long time now to reap the rewards.
Poor Charity. Come with Timmy, babe. Timmy's going to get you out of here.
My hero.
The moment is nigh. My return to glory.
Yes, let's go practice our putting. What do you say?
I'd like that, Father. But we'll have to do it another time.
Ethan and I are going over wedding plans. It's incredible. Every single idea in here could have been thought up by either Ethan or me.
Oh, must be a top-of-the-line wedding planner.
Oh, actually, Teresa came up with all this.
Come on, Eve, be home. I have to talk to you. Oh, darn. Machine. Oh, Pilar can't be right. Eve can't tell Grace what she saw. Maybe she's still at the hospital.
Oh, Mother, do you have a minute? Gwen and I want to show you and Father what Teresa's come up with for us.
Mom, do you know my wedding portfolio is? I've got to get that page out before Ethan and Gwen get home.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you that they never went out. They've been looking through your wedding book all morning.
Do they see the sketch where I wrote my name as Ethan's bride?
I don't know, Teresa.
Mom, I've got to get that book back.
Well, that's impossible, because right now, Mr. and Mrs. Crane are in there looking at the sketches with Ethan and Gwen.
Hey, TC, what's
Hey,
up?
how you doing?
Good. Eve, how are you? Listen, Eve, I need to talk to you.
Dr. Russell, have you heard anything about Charity this morning?
Well, actually, I have. The hospital psychiatrist, Dr. Watts, she's going to try a new drug, and she's hoping that it will stop those disturbing hallucinations that Charity's been having.
I pray to God you're right.
Don't worry, Miguel. We're all praying really hard for Charity, especially me.
Listen carefully, Charity. The next time you see Miguel will be the last time. Because he's going to die. And you're the one who's going to kill him. Dost thou hear me? Kill him. Kill Miguel.
No more, Tabitha, no more!
Oh, hush, Timmy. I know what I'm doing. You'll be on your knees thanking me when Miss Goody Gumdrop comes over to our side.
Why don't
don't you tell me who we're talking to today? What do you want them to do?
Who was I talking to? My sidekick, of course. His name's Timmy.
Your sidekick?
Yes, you know. Like the Lone Ranger has Tonto, Mary has Rhoda, Nanny has the Professor.
Yes, I know what a sidekick is.
Well, he means well, but he's young, inexperienced. He doesn't always do the right thing, so sometimes I have to speak to him quite sharply to keep him in line, if you know what I mean.
Yes, of course. By the way, I got the note you slipped under the door earlier.
What note?
I'm afraid I don't know what a martini is.
Martini?
You said you'd die without one. I hope that's not the case, since I can't help you with your request.
Ooh, I could wring your scrawny little neck.
No, we must not take our anger issues out on others. I'll be back to check on you later.
Wise guy! You could have ruined my entire plan by sending that note. We can't arouse any suspicion until we've convinced Charity's subconscious that she has to kill Miguel. Sooner we do that, the sooner we'll be out of this loony bin and you'll be back home with your martinis. Understand that, Mini Mind?
Oh, Doctor? Yes? I thought you should know that new patient next door to Charity Standish. She thinks her doll's alive. I think he's her sidekick.
Well, I'll look in on her when I've got a minute. We may need to up her meds.
If you ask me, that one could use a lobotomy.
Miguel must die, and you must kill him. You must kill Miguel.
I'm only going with you so I can get that bird statue out of Charity's room. You can't let this go on any longer.
In case you haven't noticed, Simone, it's a little too late. Charity's already in the psych ward. Come on.
Hey, Grace, you got a minute? I want to show these Polaroids of an old quilt that Tabitha Lennox gave me. She claims that this quilt was used by the slaves making their way north on the Underground Railroad before the Civil War.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah. It seems that the railroad ended on a farm that my family used to own.
What happened to the farm?
Well, I'm really not sure. But Tabitha's got me thinking that the Cranes may have stolen my family's farm. You mind taking a look at this and tell me what you think?
Not at all, TC. You know, I've got to put my cake in the oven. Let's go in there. I'll look at your pictures.
All right.
Eve, I gotta talk to you.
I know. TC convinced me that I should at least hear you out.
You told him? It's true. Ivy and I were very involved once upon a time, but it was years ago, before either of us was married. I mean, and lately Ivy's getting into her head that she wants me back.
Oh, that's why all those invitations to the Crane
Right.
Mansion.
I mean, she even found out where I was going to take Grace for a second honeymoon and showed up before we even arrived. I mean, and then yesterday, she trapped me inside the doctor's office moments before you arrived.
Well, she's not taking no for an answer.
And that is the answer I'm going to give her. I swear. I have never been unfaithful to Grace. I love her dearly. And I would never, ever do anything that would harm her. You do believe me, don't you?
Yeah. But it's not that simple, Sam. I mean, Grace is my best friend. Now, it's one thing not to go running to her and tell her what I know, but it is quite another thing to just lie to her outright. If she asked me about it, and if she did that, I mean, I would have to tell her what I know.
I know the bride's family is supposed to throw the wedding, but I want our family to be involved as well.
That goes without saying, Ethan.
Oh, what I mean is that I want everyone at the wedding to know how proud I am of my heritage, of my name, and how proud I am of both of you.
Well, there have been times when I wasn't quite so sure of that, Ethan.
Yeah, I know we've had our disagreements, and we probably always will because we're two different people, but yes, I'm proud to be the son of Julian Crane.
That's a good boy.
And one day, in the not-too-distant future, I hope the children Gwen and I have will carry the Crane name as proudly as we do.
Well, that's the spirit. Cheers for the Crane dynasty.
No way did they see that picture of the bride with my name under it, or they wouldn't be in such good moods. Okay, so maybe I should just march right in there and grab the portfolio out of their hands.
No, that would cause a complete scene.
Oh, Whitney, I have to act fast. Any minute now, Gwen and Ethan are going to see that drawing.
Oh, my God. Ethan, look at this.
It's too late. They saw my name.
This is Timmy speaking. Timmy's a cool dude in a loose mood. Timmy's the man. No, seriously. Timmy's gonna save you, Charity. Timmy loves Charity with every fiber of his being. Hey, you! Get away from there!
Get out of line again. You'll be bunking up with Fluffy when we get home. See how heroic you feel then. Now just stay put. I get back to work.
Charity's room's got to be around here somewhere.
Oh, Charity. I'm back.
This is the most beautiful gown I have ever seen. Do you think Teresa designed this herself?
It's a different page. They still haven't realized that I made those sketches for my wedding to Ethan.
Teresa! Hey, come on in. You too, Whitney. We were all just admiring the wedding plans you put together for us.
Oh, Teresa, these designs are absolutely exquisite. I mean, how did you know what Ethan and I would like? Ethan especially, you have his taste down perfectly.
Oh, thanks. Actually, I was wondering if I could have my wedding portfolio back. I promised my friend at school that I would show it to her, but I'll return it tomorrow.
No, not on your life. We haven't even finished going through it yet, and besides, it's the only thing that's gotten Ethan totally involved.
This is going to be the biggest Crane wedding ever. And thanks to you, it's going to happen.
Would that every Crane feel as proud of the family name as you, Ethan? Gwen, let's go call your parents in the library. We can go over some of the arrangements. Teresa?
Okay, now's your chance. Go.
I'm not going to lie to my best friend, Sam. If Grace senses something between you and Ivy and she comes to me about it, I'm going to have to be honest with her.
Oh, even though it's long dead and buried?
For you, maybe it is, but it's another story for Ivy. By your own admission, she still wants you. Grace has every right to know that her marriage is threatened.
Look, I respect what you feel that you have to do. But I just want you to know that I've never cheated on Grace. And I will never do anything that would ever harm her.
I know you mean that, Sam. It's just that when people named Crane want something, they don't take no for an answer.
Are you talking about me? You sound like you're speaking from personal experience.
Well, I need to get back to the school. I'm interviewing a new track coach. Grace, thanks again for the quilt history.
Well, sure.
How is it the Cranes have a way of insinuating themselves in our lives like so many poisonous snakes?
I'll get your jacket, TC.
So how's it going in here?
We'll see.
Well, don't worry. You always do the right thing.
Hello?
Sam, it's me. I'm sorry, I had to talk to you.
This is it. It's Charity's room.
What if she's sleeping, Miguel? I mean, you don't want to wake her up.
I've got to see her.
You must kill Miguel. You must kill him yourself. You must kill Miguel. You must kill him yourself.
Where is the page where I wrote my name on as Ethan's bride?
Hurry up, Teresa. They'll be back any second. They can't find out that you made that portfolio for your dream wedding with Ethan.
I'm looking for it as fast as I can, Whitney. Oh, I found it. Oh, thank God Ethan and Gwen didn't see this.
What do you have there, Teresa? Are you saving the best for last?
What in the hell are you doing calling me at home?
I had to know. Have you spoken to Eve?
Yes, I have.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Is she going to tell Grace about walking in on us at the hospital or not?
For all I know, she could be telling Grace about us right now.
You know, more than anything in the world, I hate secrets.
Where did that come from?
I guess from talking to TC about how his ancestors lost their land to the Cranes. I mean, when are people going to realize that it is just better to always tell the truth? Even if there's consequences, it's better to get it out there in the open where you can try to deal with it instead of sweeping it under some rug and wishing it away. I mean, sooner or later, the truth always comes out. And it's so much worse when it's a surprise.
Is that how you really feel, Grace?
Absolutely.
Well, don't you think that there are sometimes situations where it would be less hurtful not to know something? I mean, if I knew something that would cause you pain, wouldn't you want me to keep it from you?
No, never. I mean, no matter what it was. Eve, why do you look that way? I mean, do you know something that would affect me?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you what it is.